Three, two, one. Hello and welcome to episode 286 of Ruse Radio. We are back at it again with a very special guest. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Magdalena Conway.
Oh my gosh. Magdalena Conway. So someone walks into this room, someone stumbles upon this video, they have no idea who you are. How do you introduce yourself?
I definitely introduce myself as an indie horror actress. I do a lot of indie horror films. That's my bread and butter. But I'm an actress here in Chicago. Totally open to doing other things besides horror.
Well, how did you end up doing that?
I kind of just fell into it. I went to Columbia College down in the South Loop. I studied acting there, and they mainly do theater stuff, and I was auditioning for theater stuff at Columbia, and I just wasn't feeling it as much anymore. I just felt like I wasn't as passionate as my classmates anymore. I grew up a theater kid, Loved musicals.
That was your plan, was to do theater?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But Columbia has a really good film program.
And you came to Chicago for that, I would assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And Columbia has a really good film program. So I started just connecting with the film students, and I became a go-to for their short films throughout the semester. And then I auditioned for my first paid gig in 2018. So I was still in college. And that was Book of Faces. So that was my first ever paid gig in 2018, and that happened to be a horror film. And I won Best Young Actress at a film festival in Rome. I didn't get to go to Rome, but that would have been great. But so I think that just kind of solidified sort of my Scream Queen status here in Chicago.
Right.
It kind of
in Rome, really.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of what started the whole horror thing.
Yeah.
But I love any type of film.
And you've been typecast ever since.
Yeah, basically. It's not that I don't like it. I love doing horror films, and I love what I do.
Would you already had an interest in those, I would assume?
Absolutely. I love horror films.
Yeah.
The Conjuring is my absolute favorite.
Film? Or just horror film?
Horror film, for sure. I rewatched all of the Conjuring movies in chronological order last year.
I don't know if I've seen it since the first time I saw it. I think I only saw the first Conjuring. I remember it being really good when it came out. But I'm so, especially with horror films, I have sequelitis and I get scared. And so I think I just never touched it again after the first one.
No, I mean, they have so many. They have a whole franchise going. I mean, they have the Conjurings. There's the Conjuring 1, Conjuring 2, Conjuring 3, and 4.
Yeah.
The fourth one just came out last year. But then they also have the Annabelle movies.
Right.
And the Nun movies.
Those are part of it too. Yeah, I forgot about the Nun.
Yep. Yeah. So I literally watched the whole universe in chronological order. That was quite the feat. Some of those were not good.
Well, that's what's great about horror franchises too, right? Is you get to, if you want to watch it all the way through, you kind of know you're going to sit through one or two terrible movies. Mm-hmm. But it adds to the experience.
Yes.
It gives texture.
Yes, exactly. And you can always tell when they have a good time.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
I feel like it's really hard to have a bad time on a horror movie set.
On a set? As opposed to watching it, you mean on a set?
Yeah. So, they had a good time no matter what.
Yeah. Because why? What makes it fun?
For the most part, every single film set I've been on that's been horror has been very laid back. Everybody's very passionate about what they do.
Yeah.
Horror movie lovers, horror directors, writers, all of the are super passionate about what they do, and I think that translates into every horror movie.
Yeah. Well, and I think horror is visceral by nature, and so I think that it's just, I don't know, you tend to go all out on horror sets. That's where you're gonna see blood flying at people's faces.
Oh yeah.
Walking around with a limb cut off or something. All of these things I feel only happen on horror sets, as opposed to, and I think horror is in its own pocket when it comes to like where like I don't know, the momentum of film and like filmmaking. Like I feel like horror has a lot more promise when it comes to like indie filmmaking and what's gonna get funding and where people can actually like what a general audience might be interested in seeing. I feel like horror is gonna get a lot more credit than all these other things because it's in the public zeitgeist.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
And so there's all that going on too.
Always.
Yeah.
And it's been really cool in recent years how many bangers we've had horror wise. I mean, Michael B. Jordan just won an Oscar for Sinners.
Yeah, but is that a horror?
I mean, yeah.
It's kind of in the middle. I guess you could say it's a horror. I guess you could.
And then you had Demi Moore the year before nominated for The Substance.
Which again, it's like, I guess horror is just splintered into a bunch of different things. Because
Yes.
even that is... It's horror, but it's really closer to like body horror.
Yeah, body horror for sure.
It's more psychological than like in your face shock horror. But I mean, it's still just as much horror as anything else. Yeah, and it was a big movie.
It was.
And not only was it like super popular, but like it was embraced by the media. So not like people loved it, but then like, you know, you look at the Oscars and they're leaning into it and stuff like that.
And
or with Weapons, they leaned into that with Conan. Yeah, and so it's cool to see that.
And she won an Oscar too, which so
and
good.
now they're doing another movie. And so, and I've talked about this a lot before because it's like with horror in particular, I can't remember who said this to me first. I think it was Steve-O Nystrom who told me this, but it's like you have to do it backwards now. So you can't like make a horror villain. You have to do it the other way around, where you like make a movie where the horror villain is in the movie, and then you can get funding to make your horror villain origin story. It's not like you make Freddy Krueger anymore. No, you don't get to make Freddy Krueger now. Now you have to make a movie with Freddy Krueger in it.
Yeah,
and if that movie does well,
you have to make the villain memorable enough too for people to be like, how'd they get there?
Right. Yeah, but I feel like before it used to be like, they would want to fund like a scary, super scary. Like you could put just one guy's face on it and make it a horror film just like that. You don't need to have this grand overarching. You don't need a director's name to attach to it. You don't need all this stuff. Nowadays, it's like so hard. I feel like to get an original horror movie with money. Like that's the hard to get money. Yeah, but I mean, like you can still do it. But it's harder to make an original IP, like original character.
Oh yeah,
that's what I mean.
Because like back in the like 70s and 80s, you had Friday the 13th,
just over and over.
Halloween,
just so many of them, yeah.
And
they all
like,
carry on into today.
Yeah, which is crazy. It's crazy that some of them are still going.
Well, and that you can make new ones. That's what's so maddening is like you can make new ones. It's just so hard to get Hollywood to let you do it. That's the hard, because I don't think it's impossible.
No.
But we need more. And horror's in the spot where you can do it. But like I said, it's almost backwards. Like it seems like it's got to be like the Zach Kreger thing where you make a Weapons and then you get to make your horror villain movie. Or like with the Terrifier movies. I still haven't seen them, but I know the idea. It starts with like just pure gore, just going as hard as we can. And then the more and more they do it, the more and more they lean into, okay, so let's do a backstory. Yeah.
And like he's a cool horror villain. I mean, I haven't seen the movie.
Me neither. We're fake fans.
I hope nobody comes for me for that one. I was like, oh.
Well, I bring it up, but I still haven't seen it. I think it's not for me. I'm pretty sure it's
how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it.
I get it, and I love it. I love the support. I think all of it's good. But I have never been a fan of like gore for the sake of gore.
Same.
And I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Yeah.
And then there's people
from what I've heard.
Kill him, you know. The audience is square. It's like the beginning of Scream 2. Yeah. Like that's what I imagine as a Terrifier screening.
Yeah, I'd probably agree. And I mean, like, I like gore to like an extent. I like gore because I like figuring out how they did a certain effect.
What do you mean, like the filmmaking of it? Yeah.
I don't like watching the gore. I'm like actually analyzing it as it's going. And I was like, oh, what kind of rig was that?
Yeah. Every time I see a person like laying on the ground going, as there's like a zombies tear their guts out, I'm just thinking like, how awkward is that to film, you know? Because you have a bunch of people who are just like chewing on meat and shit, and then you just got this guy, just doing this.
I mean, I've done a zombie movie. I mean, I didn't die in the zombie movie. I was the final girl, but watching my peers die and my friends die in the film was really something. I think we used ham. We used ham. We put like ham on like their stomach or something if they're getting their stomach ripped out. And so like, it was like the zombies literally eating ham off of the actors.
Yeah, and that's, because it has to be real food, because you have to, the zombies,
Yeah, you have
to have that.
they have to be chewing on something, munching on something.
Something flesh-like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah, I think it was ham and then fake blood, which is usually made out of like chocolate syrup.
Yeah.
So, ham
Yum.
and chocolate syrup.
Delicious. Yeah, because that's the other thing. Yeah, I guess I never think about what it tastes like. And then the End of Weapons, they do that same thing too. When I think about it.
I am like really curious what they had the kids eat.
Because it's kids too, which adds a whole other layer.
Yeah, it's like you don't want to feed kids something absolutely disgusting. I don't think that's got to be something.
How do you direct those kids? That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you direct them? You're a zombie. You're feral. You're feral. Because kids are different. Kids, you kind of have to nudge them differently.
Yeah, because like it is just playing pretend for them. It's a game. You have to make it a game.
Would almost be better actors if you can just get them to do it.
They're not in their heads about.
I think people who aren't in filmmaking don't talk to people who are in filmmaking don't understand. Like, it's not usually the actor's fault when their performance is bad.
Yeah.
Like, it can be, but it's like so much of it is direction, and so much of it is like, what is the set like, and what is all this like? Like, a bad movie was not one person's fault. Yeah. Like, you don't see all that, or like the fact we're on a time crunch because we only had 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you actually only got to do one take, and you didn't even get to rehearse it in the setting. It was just kind of you're thrown into it.
Exactly. And it's so easy. And that's filmmaking 101. That's like everything. It's like always problem solving and always, we don't have enough time. So how are we going to do this?
There's never enough time.
Exactly.
There is never enough time.
Never enough time, never enough money.
Yeah.
Never enough, any daylight. There's never enough anything. There's just not enough of anything. And so all of filmmaking is just, okay, well, how can we get as close as we want to what we wanted to do in the first place?
I do feel so bad for directors sometimes too, because I'm sure there are so many things and ideas they had going into the process that they're like, this scene's going to be great. We're going to do this. And then you get to day of and you don't have time to do any of the stuff you thought of.
Yeah. And then it just doesn't look anything like that image you had in your mind, and you have to you have to put it out to everybody, and you have to treat it just as like you would treat anything else, but deep down that it's not as good as you wanted it to be. And I think that's like so many, like even great filmmakers, you just have to imagine there's so much compromise that you don't even know about. Like, you look at a scene and you go, oh, this is perfect, like this is I couldn't imagine this any other way, but really there's 5 things that went wrong that day, and that's the reason the scene looks the way it does. And so it's like, I almost feel like a great director, they're just good at dealing with that stuff.
Yes.
They're just really good at, because that's kind of more what your job is directing all of the problems away.
Yeah, go 100%. And
it's a thankless job. Nobody ever says thank you, and nobody even notices.
No.
Only like the actors see it, and they're like, oh my god.
Yeah, we're like,
they just feel bad for you.
It's like, oh my gosh, are you okay?
Right.
But then there's like directors who are like so passionate and have such a clear vision on like what they do.
Yeah.
Like, I did this short film called Tattletale. Shout out to Eric Brandstorm. He's the director. But that was such a small crew. It was him and one PA. We filmed it with an iPhone. And in like the span of 6 hours at a schoolhouse out in St. Charles. And I remember when I got out there and I was like, oh, cool. It's just him and this one other PA who's never been a PA before. And I was like, okay, we're shooting on an iPhone. Cool. I had no idea what to expect with the final product, but it is one of my favorite final products of mine that I've ever seen. And it's because he storyboarded everything and knew exactly what shots he wanted to get. So I just think it's amazing that directors can do that when they have such a clear vision for something.
Yeah, well, and it's not, I mean, I feel like that is easier done than said even.
Yeah.
Like you have to just do those things to be able to be good at it. And I think like that's why the best artists are the best artists, because they have like such a clear because so much of it is executing upon whatever that idea is in your head. Like so much of it is just getting from there to something material and real that everybody can go see and look at. And I feel like, you know, ideas are really worth nothing. Anybody can have an idea, and you can, you know, I've had like 10 ideas just now. But how do you then take those ideas and make them something great? And I think like, you know, it takes somebody who, like the interesting thing about a director or like a filmmaker, like or somebody who's on in the front man for a film, I should say, is like you have all these moving parts that you have to bring together. And I think that's a lot different than other creative projects where it's like just you and you have the freedom to kind of do whatever you want. Because that, I mean, managing all of these people and again, time and resources, like that's when it becomes incredible that you even get anything done. Yeah. Because it's like, you know, I can draw 10 pictures and make a storyboard. But can I then get people to come out and find the right spots? Like, one thing that always interested me about storyboarding too is you can have an idea in your head, but it's like when you're in a place, unless you created it with that set, that place in mind, how do you then recreate those images in that place? Okay, so I need a long alleyway and I need it to look like this and I need this person to stand right here. Well, we don't have the right alleyway. So what do we do now?
Or you need like permission to film in that alleyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, permission. That's the worst. And that's when you just don't ask for permission. You pay fines.
And then just ask for forgiveness later.
Exactly. Again, filmmaking 101, right? Like indie filmmaking.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so I feel like a lot of it is that. A lot of it is like having this hazy vision in your head. And I feel like too, the people who are the best filmmakers, they're the most opinionated. They're the most like, they have that solid vision. You can ask them questions and they'll tell you exactly what it all means because they've thought about all that. Because there's a reason for everything. Like one of my favorite filmmakers to listen to in interviews is probably Paul Thomas Anderson.
Oh yeah, he's great.
He's just a genius.
Yes.
And when he talks about his movies, it's so much deeper than the surface, and that's what makes the film so resonant. Like you could watch that film over and over and you could draw so much from it because it's designed that way. And like what's incredible about him is how young he was when he made those crazy grand movies. Like he made Boogie Nights, and then right after that he made Magnolia. And both of those movies are huge in scope, and like the ideas that they're, especially Magnolia, when it's like the ideas that it's trying to present, but and it's weaving all these ideas together, and it's this one grand narrative, but he could explain all that to you in a perfectly concise way. He's not being vague at all. He'll tell you exactly what it means and why he wrote it. And to me, that's like, it's just because his vision was so clear from the start.
You need a clear vision.
You have to.
I've worked with people who don't have as clear visions.
It's like, I don't know, just stand over there.
Yeah, and so you can like tell. And so
what's my motivation? I don't know.
I was like, I don't know, just stand there.
Isn't that your job? I don't know your motivation.
Right. And like, not to say that those films didn't turn out well. It's just they have a very different feel than any of the films I've done, where it's like you could tell the writer and directors had very clear vision for their end goal. Yeah,
because I think it's like when it doesn't have that, that's where you get things that just kind of feel like they're wandering. Like they're kind of wandering over here, wandering over here.
Like you're making a film for just the sake of making a film.
Yeah,
you're like, I want to make something.
Yeah. And like that's not fun.
No, it's like
how do you inspire the actors? How do you inspire the people working with you? Because all of that energy you're bringing into it, that people feel that, and that shows up on the camera, and that shows up in everything. Yeah, I can't remember who I heard say it. I think it was just recently. It was Paul Miller, and he said like if you make something with love, then it will be good no matter what. If you infuse it with love. And I think that's a good way to think about it. You know, you're like infusing it with whatever it is that you're bringing to it. And if it's not like love and care and like passion and it's a film, then it's going to kind of just be...
It's going to feel heartless to the audience.
Yeah. And it's not even like a bad movie. That doesn't make it a bad movie. It just makes it not remarkable.
Yes.
And and like, who wants to make something like that?
Yeah.
I've learned that I I must have high standards for myself because like I'll see things like that and I'll go like, oh, I could never. Like that could never be me. But I think I've just come to like that's how most people probably are. And that's why you have those exceptional filmmakers. That's why you have people you work with and you're like, oh my God, this person really cares. Because otherwise you wouldn't even notice those people, you know?
Yeah.
And there's so many people who are just, I don't want to say mediocre, but just doing it to do it. Like just doing it just to do it. And I feel like,
well, I think so many people nowadays in the industry are just chasing fame or like popularity.
Yeah, whereas it's not about the craft of it. Yeah.
They're not working on a craft of any sort.
Yeah. And it's like, as a musician, I mean, in hip hop, it's always been ingrained to me, like you want to be the best. Like it's up to you to prove that you are the best, and that's what your job is. And you harness your craft, and you become better at what you do, and you want to prove to yourself, not to everybody else, but to yourself that you are the best. And so, and in turn, you prove it to everybody else. And I just think that I carry that mentality into everything else, and that's why I said about like standards, because it's like I look at things like that and I just think like, how do people not have that drive to want to make the best thing? Like I could not accept something mediocre. And if I was talking about it with somebody, I'd be like, yeah, but that's not like, if I made it and I didn't like it, I wouldn't then try to act like it was good. I'd be like, yeah, but
it wasn't my best.
Because I'd be upset about it. That it wasn't as good as, because I know I'm great. And so it's like, I have so much trouble understanding these things sometimes because I've learned it's probably me. It's probably that I have a high standard, and because you'll talk to people about stuff, and it'll be like a movie you thought was just bad, and you'll be like, "Hey, how'd you think of that?" And they'll be like, "Oh, it's good." And I've just learned like, okay, so I need to shut my brain off. I need to lower my standards. It probably is a me problem, but also like it's not a me problem because when I see something truly great. It reminds me of what's great within me. And that's what's great about great art. It's like it reminds you of what's within yourself. Yeah, and it inspires you and it teaches you what greatness can be.
Yes.
And like a great acting performance, especially, right? A great performance. I mean, it almost makes you realize what acting even is again. When you see a great performance, you're like, oh my God. I mean, I'm trying to think of one that like blew me away. I mean, one that I guess everybody knows would be like Brando and Godfather. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Just because it's like nobody could have even imagined that until he did it.
Yeah. 100%.
Like no one would have said, "Oh yeah, the character should talk like he's got something in his mouth like this."
Yeah, it's like where did that come from? It's crazy that he was just like,
and why does it work?
Yeah,
and what makes it work, and where does it come from? And I feel like so much of it is just the natural charisma of the actor. It's like the
dude had so much charisma.
Yeah. So much charisma that like you just had to accept his seemingly awful choices.
Yeah, you were just like, oh, okay. So, sure, man.
You know, you hire him for a movie and he's like, yeah, I actually didn't read the script at all.
Oh yeah.
Like, what?
He was notorious for having like script pages hidden throughout the scene.
Well, to me, that's the funniest part about Brando is the fact that like you as a director, you're like, come on, man, can you please learn the script? And he's like, no, it's not my method. And so you have to like put it on the lamp in front of him so he can read it.
I mean, like I memorize stuff day of.
Yeah.
But I do.
What is it? Just to be more naturalistic?
Yes.
That's what I would assume.
Yeah, that's why I do it.
I mean, that's why Brando did it.
Yeah, but he's reading.
Yeah. I just think the idea of like it sounds more natural if I'm reading is so funny. Like he really thought that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And
like,
you can't deny it because he's that good of an actor. Like maybe he was right.
So true. It's like, okay, man. I mean, I think there was like some method to his madness, and I get what he's saying.
I think so.
But I still memorize my lines.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like one of those things where he's just so rare. Like nobody can be him. Like you have to learn your lines.
Yeah.
You don't have Brando status. No one does.
No.
You cannot walk in and say, put it on the lamp. You can't do that.
No, I don't think there's really any actors today that reach the level that he did.
No.
I mean,
there's big names.
Yeah, like I feel like Meryl Streep comes kind of close. George Clooney.
Yep, you could say like Leonardo DiCaprio's up there.
Yeah.
I mean, like De Niro was, but like I would say Leonardo DiCaprio's where De Niro was. I mean, like big names that can kind of get away with stuff like that. maybe even like a Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
maybe.
depending on the role.
Yeah, but even then, I feel like it would just, if he did that, everybody like, oh,
People
he's
would-
pretentious.
Yeah.
They'd make fun of him.
Well, because I feel like,
just not like it used to be.
Joaquin Phoenix is...
He could probably do it.
Yeah, well, he's notorious for being method. I
Yeah.
think he was very method during Joker.
Yep.
Which I'm...
Well, that's why he said he didn't want to do it again, because like he barely ate or something. It was like the diet was crazy.
Yeah.
And then people would ask him about it, and he didn't even really want to answer because he didn't want to encourage people to do that.
Yeah, we're just like, why did you do it, dude? I'm not a huge fan of method acting.
I think it's interesting because I don't agree with it, but I understand it, and I find that actors have all sorts of opinions on it, and I at least think when it comes to accents, because this is something that is similar but different, where it's like method acting. For those who don't know, it's like if I were acting in a film and I'm trying to stay in character for the entirety of being on set or the entirety of filming, right? And so I'm never breaking character. I'm always going to be that. And what I'm thinking of is like accents, because I've heard actors say that if they're doing an accent, they want to stay in the accent for the whole filming because
it's hard to slip in and out.
Exactly. It's not about being in, like, staying in the character and all that. No, it's not like this stupid thing where it's like all psychological. It's more about the fact that if I'm trying to emote and make these lines believable, it's a lot harder to slip in and out of an accent while I do that. So it's like, you know, if I'm just talking like this all day and then all of a sudden now I start saying lines, that's a lot different than if I just jump into that out of nowhere. But that's not far off from method acting. And I think a lot more actors do that. I think a lot more actors, you can find them do that, but you won't see them do method acting. Another thing I think is funny about that I think most people might know is the Austin Butler thing. Because Austin Butler did Elvis.
The Elvis voice.
And then he just talked like this in interviews after that for a while.
Yeah.
He'd always talk like this.
And I just think that's so funny because it's like, is he crazy? Is he not? Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like it's very easy to get stuck in an accent or a voice.
Yeah. Especially if you're doing it for, 6 months, 8 months of filming?
Yeah, for like 10 hours a day.
Yep. Yeah.
If not 12.
But method acting is a whole other thing.
Yes.
Because like method acting, again, I think it's like you'd have to be a Brando. You have to be somebody who's so good that everybody will accept it. Otherwise, it's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like the whole Jared Leto thing with Suicide Squad. Oh my God. That was like the...
He was also like not in Suicide Squad for that
the
long.
movie got ruined because of the studio.
Yeah.
And so he wasn't even in it.
Yeah. So it's like you did all of that.
Yeah. It was so funny because in interviews after, I kind of feel bad for him because he was like, yeah, like there was a whole side plot and there was all this stuff that we did. And you have to imagine like it probably, because it doesn't make any sense when you watch the movie.
No,
You're like,
it doesn't.
What is the point of this? And so clearly they had all this stuff that they filmed that they just didn't do it. I feel like there's a whole separate like 30-minute Joker short that they could have had.
Yeah, they probably could have released a Joker short.
And who knows? Maybe it wasn't even that bad. Like maybe it would make the Jared Leto Joker look better, because the Jared Leto Joker that we got is so awful. But it's only
So
because
bad.
there's just no. I feel like there's no real character. It's just kind of like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
Why is he doing
100%,
that?
Yeah.
And maybe if we saw the other 20 minutes, it'd make more sense.
And then it's like also we know the whole backstory too of like what he was like on set too.
Yes.
And then you're
sending
like
people like dead birds or something. Yeah.
crazy because I think he sent one to like Margot Robbie.
Will Smith. He sent
Yeah.
one in. Yeah. And they would ask the actors about it, and they'd be like, "Yeah, he did that. Yeah,
That happened.
They were trying to be nice.
Yeah, that's when like your media training kicks in.
Because what are you gonna say? Yeah, I opened my mailbox and there was a dead rat in there.
And I knew it was from Jared.
Knew it was Jared. It's like, why? It's the strange, because I don't even understand that kind of method acting. Like, to me, that doesn't even make sense.
No.
Because that's not even really the same thing.
No.
What even are you doing, man?
Yeah, it's like, why are you terrorizing the rest of the cast? Why are you kind of trying to make the
Trying to
rest
get them
of
in
the cast?
character,
Yeah,
you
I was
know?
like, why are you trying to force them to method act as well?
I don't know. I feel like, but then again, like there's a Daniel Day-Lewis who is amazing at it. And so like he's one of the few exceptions where I can look at him and I can go, okay, so method acting isn't all bad. Because like he'll go on the set of like Lincoln and he'll be Lincoln for 6 months.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, you're Abraham Lincoln now.
And if you ever seen like the behind the scenes stuff for that movie, he's always in character.
Wow.
And there's
Yeah.
like there's like a deleted scene or something where it's just interesting to watch because he's in like the pocket of the character and then there's like a distraction and he plays off of the distraction. And I think so much of like, if you can do that right and you're really, really good at it, then you can utilize like improv and all these things and you can make magic. But it's just most of the time you're not that guy, pal.
No, no, there are very few.
Yeah. And another person I would say that's like incredible when it comes to just being a character, but I don't think he did method acting. I was gonna say Robin Williams, but I don't think he did method acting.
No, I don't think so.
No, but he would. What I love about Robin Williams is he didn't even care about the script.
Yeah, no.
Just
I
go
mean,
off
he was
script.
just like very much so a character actor.
Yes, yeah,
He was good at creating characters.
Yeah.
Like he wouldn't necessarily stay that character, but like he was great at creating these over the top, larger than life characters. But he was also good at like honing it in.
Well, I mean, he's interesting because he's just as much a dramatic actor as he is a comedic actor. I mean, Robin Williams, I think, is one of the best of all time. He's just amazing because what he does is unlike anybody else. In that, like, I guess the reason I bring him up is because it's the type of thing where you hire him and you know he's kind of going to be a little bit of a problem. Like, just like if you hired a method actor. It's like, all right, well, he's Robin.
Yeah,
so
like you know he's going to go off script a little bit.
And he's not going to make it easy for us.
No.
He definitely will not make it easy.
No.
He'll try things and he will go all the way out. He's not going to make it easy. We're going to have to pick and choose what we want from Robin here because he's going to give us everything.
Yeah.
Whereas like...
But it's good to have options.
Yeah, well, and it's good to have... The thing is, he's the type of guy who he understands, like... And I think it's just because he's got perfect improv brain. I don't know what it is. But he can like understand the intent of a script and of a scene and then guide it that way and then just disregard the lines. But it's okay that he disregarded the lines because he knows where it's going. I mean, like I saw a clip of him on Sesame Street and it's so funny because he was like improving with Elmo. He was like, he can't help himself. He does it with everybody.
Yeah, I bet that puppeteer was like, oh, how, Elmo don't know what to do. Elmo doesn't know what to say to us.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to say he swore at Elmo. I want to say he swore.
That sounds right.
It sounds like something he would do.
Sounds correct.
Yeah.
My favorite movie of his, and like one of my favorite movies of all time, it's like in my Letterboxd top 4, is The Birdcage with him and Nathan Lane. It's such a good movie.
What year and how long ago was that?
The 90s.
The Birdcage.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's about...
So Robin Williams is the owner of a drag club in Miami, and he is life partners with Nathan Lane, and his son just randomly shows up and is like, I'm getting married to I think it's a senator's daughter, so like very Republican. And the son is like, we have to hide Albert, who is Nathan Lane's character. He's like, they can't know about
the
Albert.
90s. So it's like let's all be gay.
The son is the biggest villain in that story. I hate that man. Because it's like, what do you mean you're trying to hide your dad's identity? It's like, dude, that's your dad. And like Nathan Lane's character basically grew up being his like second dad. Like they literally touch on this because Christine Baranski is like his biological mom, but was not in his life. So like Nathan Lane's character was his dad as well, but he's like, nope, he can't meet them.
Yeah.
And so it's by the end they figure it all out. And they even have like the conservative family dress and drag because they're trying to hide from the press to leave because there's like other drama happening. So it works out in the end.
I want to see them do that movie today. Let's do it again.
Yeah. What would that look like?
Honestly, I think you could keep the plot mostly the same.
Probably.
You don't even have to change much.
Probably. But I've heard like so many backstories of that film where they would make Because, like, Nathan Lane's also big on, like, improving. When you have Robin Williams and Nathan Lane in a movie, you have to be like, okay, guys, we have to do one normal take, and then we're just going to let you do whatever.
Yeah.
That's what they did for that movie. They were basically like, can we do one take that is following the script and just normal, and then you can do whatever you want. And it actually, like, 9 times out of 10, they would go with, like, the crazy takes, just because the two of them were bouncing off of each other.
Huh. Interesting. And that's, I didn't know that he was so into that type of acting too. And I think that was probably more popular back then even.
Yeah.
Like, I've noticed that, especially with comedy, it seemed like comedians especially would be given free reign a lot more back then. Like, hey, we've seen your act, we know what you're capable of, so just take this and run with it. Like Jim Carrey, another one where it's like so much of those first Jim Carrey roles were just them knowing Jim Carrey could handle it and then letting him do whatever he wants. Yeah,
just go crazy.
Because I mean, you just don't know what the actor's going to give you, I suppose.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of those early 90s comedians were just, you could not predict what they were going to do ever.
No.
But that's what made them so great.
Yeah. And then, like, I have to imagine there's so many, like, in a film like that, imagine there's so many outtakes of just great stuff.
Well, you threw Hank Azaria in there as well. That was, like, one of Hank Azaria's breakout roles. Like, he hadn't done too much other than The Simpsons before that.
Yeah.
And so you threw Hank Azaria into the mix too, and it's just like, you really don't know what you're gonna get with the three of them.
Yeah. And that movie, that was like what, one of your first Robin Williams movies then? Like, why do you think it stuck with you so much? Why do you think you like it so much?
It was one of my great grandma's favorite movies. And then one of my mom had taken her to see it. And so I watched it with the two of them when I was younger. So I think it's just the nostalgia factor of watching it with family. It's a very random family movie.
I mean, there's it really could be anything.
Yeah.
It could be anything, whatever movie's your family movie. I don't know if I have a family movie, like a movie that I watched with my mom, that I watched with my grandma. I can say that my mom, she like never will watch movies all the way through. There's been two movies that I'll like she always gets bored, she's on her phone. She gets, like, I have to make it so either it has to be a good movie, and I have to make the right choice, or I just have to like catch her at the right time, because it's like I kind of just put on a movie and expect her not to finish it with me. But Sinners, she finished that.
Really?
And The Notebook. So those two I watched all the way through. So I'd probably say The Notebook's the movie for me and my mom.
Yeah.
It's probably me and my mom's movie. Because I could watch that with her right now. She'd probably watch the whole thing.
She'd be like, okay, yeah.
It's The Notebook.
Yeah.
Honestly, that movie gets me. All right, I'm not gonna lie.
I've actually only ever watched it all the way through once.
It's one of those movies, like, I like a good rom-com, a good romantic film, okay?
Yeah.
So I don't like bad movies, but if it's just good enough to where it's like, 'cause if it's stringing me along, I'll be in it, you know? So I'm like watching The Notebook, like, no, what are you doing?
Stop!
You love him.
Yeah.
But that's what so it works on me. That's what I'm saying. It works on me. I don't know why.
Is that your
a good
favorite?
rom-com does the same too.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite rom-com?
Oh, a favorite. That's a good question. Oh my gosh, I feel like I should definitely have one. A good rom-com. But it has to be like a really good one. I'm gonna say Clueless right now. I'm gonna say Clueless.
Clueless is such a good one. That's one of my mom's favorites.
But I'm just on the spot, so ask me again 6 hours from now.
Yeah, you're like, nobody quote me on that, though.
Yeah. Clueless is good.
Yeah,
Clueless is good because
really
it's a little bit timeless. It's got Paul Rudd in it. Who doesn't love Paul Rudd? Paul Rudd when he's like, I was gonna say he looks 20, but he still looks 20 now. So
yeah, so
what's
true.
the difference?
But like him and Cher's relationship in that is very odd.
That's what I was about to say. I mean, the whole thing.
Where it's like that.
To me, that adds to the film.
Yeah,
it's like they're really doing that. Like that's what I'm thinking when
we
I'm watching.
really did that in mainstream media, huh?
Not only that, it was a successful film.
Yeah.
Like,
Everybody just was like, yeah, she got with her stepbrother.
And it was romantic. That's the romantic resolution of the film. Like to the point where when they're sitting at the stairs and it's like they're having that romantic talk, you're wanting them to kiss. And it's like the movie tricked you into thinking
Yeah.
that.
I mean, she's also still in high school. He's like 20 something.
I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
I completely
She's
forgot.
literally in high school and he's like 20 something.
I didn't even consider that. That does make it worse.
There's so many layers to it. But like, Paul Rudd is so charming in
And
it.
the movie's great. Like the movie, like the script is airtight.
Yeah.
Like it's a very funny movie.
It's so quotable.
So quotable.
Yeah.
And who's the main actress? Renee Zellweger? Is that her?
No, oh my gosh, what is her name? I just watched a movie with her in it. Renee Zellweger is like,
Oh, my
she
phone
was
next
in-
to me. I wouldn't look it up. I would normally
Wait,
look
I
these
got
things
it.
up. What is her name? I really should know her name. The girl from Clueless. It's not Renee?
let's see.
Who is it?
No, what is her name? Clueless.
I am Clueless.
Alicia Silverstone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't going to guess that. I don't know. She's not in too many other things. Like, that's her big role.
No, that was her big thing.
Yeah. And
I think she kind of got pigeonholed
Yup.
because of Clueless.
I think they're making another one.
I did hear that. When we're just doing like all of these remakes and sequels.
I'm okay with the remake if it's good.
Yeah.
But none of them are ever good, so that's
No,
why.
they're remaking 13 going on 30.
No!
Yeah.
Like a remake.
Yes.
Not like a sequel.
I
Oh, that movie's so, rom-coms?
so good.
That's top 5.
Yeah.
That's top 5. That's one of the
So
first
good.
rom-coms I've ever seen.
Really?
Mark Ruffalo.
I know.
That's my first Mark Ruffalo movie. I will never forget watching that movie.
Yeah.
Like
It's so good.
the first like 5 or 10 minutes, them kissing under the bottom downstairs. Oh my gosh. And then like, oh, what's the scene? The Macarena? What is it?
Yeah, with the dress, the iconic.
That's
like,
the movie that made me
multicolored
realize
dress.
I like rom-coms because I remember watching that going like, this is awesome.
Yeah, it's just so much fun.
That's a fun movie.
But yeah, no, they're remaking it.
No, see, I'm upset about that.
I
You-
almost wish
it's perfect.
I almost wish it was a sequel where it's like she is the age she is
30
now.
going on 13.
Yeah, or even like 30 going on like 60 or something like that.
Yeah.
Where she's just like, no, I just want to be in my retired era.
Yeah, 46 going on 60. You'd have to think of a good name.
Yeah, you would.
Because 13 going on 30 is perfect.
Yeah.
You'd have
30
to.
going on 13 would be interesting too, where she just like reverts back.
Yeah, that would be fun, but that's kind of just like big. Isn't that just what big is?
I guess that is just big.
Yeah. So that's been done before. But it would be a fun twist.
Yeah. Or Mark Ruffalo's character.
Yeah.
Something happens with him.
Yeah, like he turns young or old.
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah. Because, like, if you make it Mark Ruffalo turning young, that really is just big at that point.
But, you know, they could do like the Hollywood thing where you just get like de-age the actor and that would get everybody to watch it. Like, oh my God, it's young Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
We haven't seen that since ever.
13 going on 30.
Yeah, right. He just goes back to his original age
Yeah.
when the movie came out.
Yeah.
That would be crazy. But yeah, no, that movie, they're remaking that?
Yeah.
How do you even, what's the point? This is what I don't like too, is not only do they remake things now, they turn it into a show for a streaming service. So that would
Yeah.
be even worse. Like if you took 13 going on 30 and you stretch it out into an 8-episode show.
They did that with High Fidelity. Have you seen High
No,
Fidelity?
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, that's a good movie too with John Cusack.
Okay.
But then they made a whole TV show with Zoe Kravitz.
Okay.
It was a good TV show, but it's like, I don't think we needed that.
We don't need it.
Hollywood's really out of ideas.
They're doing Cape Fear now. I know they're doing a Cape Fear show.
I heard that.
I haven't seen the original movie, but I know when I watch the original movie, I'll watch it and I'll think, okay, that was good enough. Like I'm not gonna think,
Right.
oh, I want this to be a TV show.
Yeah, no, we
with a
don't,
lower budget.
We don't need that. No, Hollywood really runs out of ideas.
I don't know if it's that they run out of ideas. I think that it's that they don't fund good ideas.
Yeah,
And
or they're like, well, people are still gonna go to
Yeah.
the theater and watch it. That's how we make money.
and they're more worried about. See, this is like. I think this is where entertainment in general goes wrong. Like over the last 5 to 10 years, especially, everything is about selling tickets on the day of.
Yeah.
Everything is about like, oh, what is the number on the piece of paper? And it's not about like longevity. It's not about keeping audiences interested. And I don't think that like audiences are as dumb as the people who make who fund a lot of these things, who make a lot of things, would like to think they are. I think audiences are as dumb as you say they are.
Yeah.
And so what happens is these people just don't have any faith in modern audiences. And so they just keep pumping out this stuff that's like...
It's just the same stuff.
Just the same stuff with a different skin. It's like a Fortnite skin on a movie. And we're all supposed to watch the same movie. I mean, like, a great example, every single one of these video game movies is just Jumanji. They're all just Jumanji over and over. Every single one.
And they're making another Jumanji.
And they're making more Jumanjis.
Jumanji coming out.
You know what it is? It's a guy in a studio, or in the back of the studio. You know, he's saying, "Listen, guys, I know exactly what we got to do. You know how Jumanji did great? Jumanji, but Minecraft." And everybody's like, and everybody claps. And then guess what? They make the Minecraft movie, and it sells a bunch of tickets, and nobody learns their lesson.
No, we're gonna get a Fortnite movie, I'm sure.
We are. And what's crazy about it is, so this is what blows my mind, because this is what I'm talking about. They only look at the number, okay?
Yeah.
So it's like Morbius. Everybody remembers Morbius. It's Morbid time. So it's like, Morbius comes out, everybody makes fun of it. Like, it's just panned by everybody.
Yeah.
And what does the studio do? The studio sees everybody making fun of it and goes, let's re-release the movie into theaters.
Yeah.
And then guess what? Nobody saw it.
Yep.
Because nobody liked it in the first place.
Yep.
But they think, oh, it's like a meme. We got to take advantage of the meme. They think just because people are talking means it's good.
Yeah. It doesn't mean we want to watch it.
And it's like the Minecraft movie. All these people are going to the Minecraft movie, making fun of it, making a joke out of it. And then what do? They go, oh, look at all these people in the theater. We need to make another Minecraft movie. It's like, we're all making fun of you.
Yeah.
We're making fun of the fact that this is ridiculous. Like, Chicken Jackie. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God.
It would be good. It would be okay if it was a faithful adaptation of Minecraft and it was like a Minecraft movie. And then the press tour, they're all going, oh yeah, we love Minecraft. We play it all the time. And it's like, you watch the movie. I don't believe you. That's how all these things are. Like, I don't think that it's people in suits making a film to sell tickets, and not like the actual fan of the IP that's driving that thing forward. And like, who are these movies for? What are we making this for? For a general audience who doesn't care about that IP, but then you're marketing it to the people who love that thing.
And it's not even faithful to the IP that they have grown to love.
Exactly. And then we keep having the same circular conversation. You have the people who are the actual fan going, no, that wasn't really it. And then the people who don't really care and they would have just bought tickets either way, the general audience, going, oh, it was fine.
It was fine.
It was fine. I mean, it was all right.
Yeah.
And then everything just becomes that, because the standards naturally get lowered because we're used to this now. We've had this happen so many times that I guess this is just how the movie industry works.
Yeah.
And that's what's sad. Is like, I think that they have effectively lowered the standards over the last like 10 to 20 years. And I don't accept the fact that audiences are dumber than they used to be. I don't believe that. But that's what you would believe.
Yeah,
if you
based off of what's being released.
Yeah. And it's not even cynical. It's like, look at the calendar and then look at a calendar 20 years ago. It's crazy.
Yeah. The amount of stuff that is just like either an adaptation of an IP, a sequel, a remake.
And nothing, and like, those things are not necessarily bad, but they don't exist for a reason. A lot of the time they exist solely to exist. And you know, it's like, storytelling isn't that. Storytelling is, we have these characters, I have this core idea, what makes sense logically going on from here? Like, where does this go? And that's not what they're doing. They're starting with the end goal. They're starting with, we need to put people in seats. And everybody really loved that last movie we did, so let's just do the same movie again, but bigger. And let's not try anything new or risky at all. Because that's the, like, I mean, Stranger Things. The end of that show made me so upset. And it made me so upset, not because I'm like this huge Stranger Things, like, I don't really care whether or not the show does good or bad. But it is upsetting because it's probably the last time we're ever going to have a big cultural zeitgeist show because of how streaming has gone. Netflix was just really starting to blow up when Stranger Things first happened. And so that's why everybody knows Stranger Things, and everybody's kind of keeps tabs on it and they know about it. And, you know, I think that general audiences forget. It's easy to forget. Like, we're watching season 5 and we forget how season 1 went. And unless you have season 1 at the top of your mind, you don't really know. And then again, you have this circular conversation where, you know, you go into like forums, you go online, everybody hates this final season. And even the people who liked it are starting to say, yeah, it's got flaws. And it's like, it's because it's kind of the same thing that happened with Game of Thrones. You have these people who made a show, the show did successful. They don't really want to do the show anymore. It even seems like they're kind of done with it.
Yeah.
But they have to wrap it up. They keep lying and they keep saying, no, we had this planned all along. Didn't have anything planned.
Didn't.
Nothing was ever planned. And then what bothers me the most, there's just no stakes. Nothing matters. And it's not about storytelling. And none of this matters. It's about like selling. It's about the characters and the IP and the fandom. It's all this. It's not about telling a good story.
No.
Because nothing matters in the end. Like if you look at that last season, nothing consequential happens at all.
Yeah.
And also, I would argue that what they did with Eleven's character destroys her character. You're telling me that, I mean, disregard the whole her mind fucking everybody and going somewhere else. I don't like that because that's just them wanting their cake and eating it too. Like, oh, Eleven's dead, but she's not dead. Like, you know, the third fake out death in that episode because everybody's got to be a fake out death because nothing can have stakes. But anyway, so it's like you're telling me that this character who spent the whole show wanting family and wanting connection and wanting to escape the oppressive nature of these people who have basically enslaved her. You're telling me she's just going to give up?
Yeah.
That's the moral?
It's like,
that's the moral.
It's so against what her character would have done.
And that's what they did. In the story, they're telling you this is the right choice. She's making the right choice. And to me, that's like so nihilistic and pessimistic. You're telling me she fights so hard. That's like she just wants to be accepted. She just wants them to stop chasing her. And then she realizes it's hopeless. And she's just got to kill herself. What?
What do you mean?
When they introduced that, and the other girl was saying to her, like, we need to kill ourselves. I was thinking, no way they're going to go there. No. And then they did. Yeah. They went all the way through with it.
Great.
And that's the stuff that drives me nuts because I think it's only to be shocking. I think it's only to create moments.
Oh, absolutely.
It has nothing to do with the characters or what we've been led to believe up to this point.
Yeah.
And it's almost like they punish you for caring.
Yeah. It's like, well.
And you're the fool for caring.
Yeah.
And then you go and complain about it, and everybody's like, oh, it's just a stupid show. It's like, yeah, but isn't like, everything a stupid?
But I've been like invested in the show for years.
And and then like, you know, Marvel. I think Marvel started out so hot.
Yeah.
I mean, phase 1 through 3, incredible. I would say the last 2 Avengers movies, they aren't perfect, but they're very effective at what they're trying to do. Like nothing had ever done that before.
Yeah.
And then look at where we are now. It's like right after that, they just go into streaming. They go into...
Yeah, they were just trying to do too much.
And then, they
were oversaturating us all with Marvel.
And they had such a solid base. Like they had the strongest foundation you could possibly have. And now they don't anymore.
Yeah.
And here we are in this weird spot right before the next Avengers movie. I don't think it's gonna turn around. I would be amazed if Avengers turns it all around. Because
Doomsday,
I want it to be good.
Yeah.
Just like I wanted the last season of Stranger Things to be good. Like, I think people get the wrong idea. They're like, oh, you just want to hate everything. Like, no, I want these things to be good. I want them
to be good. Like, I look forward to
them.
I
remember my childhood.
It's just like, my standards are very low.
my standards are, well, I think it's opposite. I think our standards are high.
Yeah. Because, like, everything before that was good.
Seemingly. Yeah. It makes you question yourself.
Yeah.
Like, should I go back and rewatch it? Because am I the problem?
It wasn't good.
Yeah, but it was. Like with Stranger Things, it was good at the beginning. Game of Thrones, it was good at the beginning. I mean, so many things. It's just so hard to... I think show running must be an impossible thing.
Oh, God, yeah.
Like running a TV show.
Yeah.
Because you have to... I mean... You have to keep investment. You have to keep things moving. You have to care yourself.
Yeah.
You have to get all these actors to care. I think that like there's a few shows that are perfect and they're so rare and they fool people into thinking that's how shows go.
Yeah.
Because shows are just so rarely.
They're so messy. And like seasons are so short nowadays too.
And they come out every 4 years or so now.
Yeah, Euphoria.
Yep.
Euphoria is also a perfect example of this, where it's like
I haven't
the
seen
show.
the latest. I know it's gotten
not
crazy.
good. It's not going well.
Well, they got Sydney Sweeney with the bib in her mouth.
Oh my god. Yeah. And I mean, like, that show started off so strong. Like, the first season is arguably like very strong. It's like it pulls you in.
Which it has to.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
But then they had like so long in between that and the second season, and then the second season and this season.
Yeah.
And like with this season, you can just tell that Zendaya and Jacob Elordi are both very checked out.
Right.
They're like, we're just here because we're contracted to be
I don't know.
here.
Has Jacob Elordi... I mean, obviously Zendaya's blown up.
Yeah.
He's gotten a lot more popular too, though.
Yes, 'cause
Yeah.
he got nominated for an Oscar for Frankenstein.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he has, and then like Wuthering Heights, but like,
That masterpiece.
yes. But you could tell they were both just like, this is so not what we do anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're, you know, you can't. I have always thought, like, man, if I was part of a TV show and it got that much worse, would I just take the check, or would my integrity kick in?
Right.
And I'd be like, no, this show's bad now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm going to have to not do this anymore.
Yeah. Well, that's
Because I kind of feel like it'd be better for your career.
Yeah, absolutely.
To just
but I
say
think
no.
That's the hard thing with contracts. I guess I don't know what their contracts looked like,
That's-
because
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know if they signed on for 3 seasons. It wasn't like a yearly thing. It wasn't like you sign on for like 7 years.
Yeah.
It might be like you have signed on for 3 seasons, so you owe us 3 seasons.
Maybe, yeah. Same thing with 11 and Stranger Things. Like, maybe the contract they signed at the beginning, or Millie Bobby Brown, I mean, maybe the contract they signed at the beginning is, you have to be here throughout the entirety of the show. You can't
Yeah.
drop out of the show for any reason. I'm sure they have to.
I'm sure it's stuff like that, where it's
Yeah.
just like you are the main character.
Because she's another one where that was a big critique people had about that last season, is like, it seemed like she didn't even want to be there anymore.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of these things with actors who are in shows for too long.
Yeah.
They just don't even care anymore. You know, one person that the show got bad, but he was still in it for the longest time, and I don't think he ever like lost faith, was Andrew Lincoln in The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah.
He was in that show until like season 9.
Yeah.
And he was still going strong.
Yeah.
Like I could.
He
I
must
was.
have just really liked his character or something.
He was really good at playing that guy. I mean, like, I really like that character too. But that show, again, it's the same problem as every other show. They kept. I don't understand this idea of having a comic book adaptation show and then purposely like trying to subvert the comic book. Because that's really what ruined it. Is it was already going downhill.
Yeah.
But then they killed off Carl.
Yeah.
And so it's like, what does Rick even exist for anymore? Like, his whole thing was
Yeah,
he's trying to protect his
Carl.
family. Carl!
Yeah.
Carl! Yeah. And so it's just that kind of stuff to me is, I imagine it'd be so disheartening as the actor. You know, like, you can see that the show's not what it once was.
Yeah.
You can see all of that. I mean, even like a Daryl Dixon, like, you
Yeah.
just end up becoming like a Flanderized version of your original
Yeah.
character.
Well, yeah, because like writers get bored too. They run out of ideas.
Yeah, yeah, and then you make the Rick and Michonne show, and you make
Yeah.
the Daryl show, and you make the. I think that the real. It's interesting. Like, I wonder if you're looking for like the passion in filmmaking. If you're looking for like the most passionate filmmakers, I don't think you're gonna find it looking in these big places ever, really.
No,
Same
because
thing.
like Hollywood is very much so the corporate version.
It's curated.
Yeah. I view Hollywood very much so as like, yeah, that's corporate filmmaking. That's like your corporate 9 to 5.
Yeah, and you're lucky if you get to make something truly artistic
Yeah.
in that realm. Like, you've managed to do the impossible. Whereas, like, I feel like indie filmmaking, you just see so much more passion.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's great, whether or not it's an amazing
the
movie.
people in indie filmmaking aren't in it for the check
Exactly.
whatsoever.
And you can feel that.
Yes.
You know, and it, like we were saying earlier, there's plenty of people who aren't that way. It's just like, what is this? Why did they make this? Like they're just filling in a box. But then there's the other side where it's like I think the real like burning fire of passion you're gonna find in those places where it's people who barely have any money, they barely have any resources, but they're still making these things because it's what they feel like they have to do.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that is the most interesting. I don't think you're ever gonna find it looking at these big cultural zeitgeists like Hollywood and all. You're just not gonna find it there, even though we all want to.
Yeah,
it's not.
Well, I think that's what made like stuff like Weapons so good.
Yeah, and that's what it becomes, the eternal question, right? It's like when a Zach Kreger makes a Weapons, and he makes a Barbarian, then he makes a Weapons. At what point does he become a commercial director and step away from, because now he's doing Resident Evil, and
where it's like,
exactly, because who knows? Because right now he's got that status as like auteur, indie, horror, but that could go any which way, and it's so hard not to, you know, in any art form. As a musician, like you start to get successful, and it's like, well, they like this, maybe I should just keep doing this. And that's a slippery slope. Yeah. Because pretty soon you're doing what they like.
Yeah, I think a director who's really good at kind of sticking to his guns when it comes to indie filmmaking is Sean Baker.
What has he made?
He did, oh my gosh, what is it called? It just won the Oscar last year.
His name sounds familiar.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to like look at this. I'm a fake fan.
Fake fans up in here. Sean Baker. It sounds so familiar. I can't believe I don't got my phone. I like looking things up. Sean Baker. I feel internetless.
Oh yeah, Anora. I don't know why I couldn't think of that.
That was popular. That's a pretty big movie.
Yeah, I won.
I didn't see it.
It won an Oscar, and then Mikey Madison won an Oscar for her performance in it. But that was an indie film. And Sean Baker has always made indie films.
Yeah.
He's been a great advocate for making anything indie. So I hope he never goes to the corporate dark side.
But it's like it's we all say we won't. We all say we won't do it, but then you get that offer. That's the problem. Yeah. We all think we're better than that. Yeah. And we're not. But then, unless you're like truly convicted to who you are. Yeah. That's the real test. Yeah. Is that when you get that success and now you have the chance to go either direction. Because we all would like to say, oh, that wouldn't be me.
It's like, no, I would never sell out.
Yeah. But it's like, okay, you'd never sell out, but you're going to be the freaking scream queen. It's going to be the next Halloween movie. It's going to sell so many tickets. And you already, you know, you're looking at it and you're thinking, okay, well, this director's kind of crap and everybody associated with it's kind of crap, but they are right. It is going to sell tickets. Yeah. So it's like, do I sell out? Do I take the gig? Yeah. Or do I say no because I can see the signs that this is going to go bad? Because those are the conundrums you find yourself in. You know, and I think like that's what producers and management are really for, probably. Yeah. It's to prevent you from yourself. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Don't say yes to everything. Oh, that would be me. Oh, yeah. I'd be like, it's an opportunity.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm really bad at saying no to things. Right. That's like something I've been trying to work on this year. Even with just no. Like auditions in general, I say yes to almost every single audition that gets sent my way.
You do a lot of auditions?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like how many would you?
I mean, it depends on the week. It's because I have an agent as well, but I get like a lot more like commercial auditions through my agent, and then any of the indie film stuff I find myself. But there are times where it's like I have like 3 or 4 due in the same week. And I said yes to all of them. Mm-hmm. But then like once I get to some of them, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to film this audition, especially some of the commercial auditions, because like everything is self-taped now. Right.
Probably like 2020 onward, right? Yeah. It just seems like as soon as everybody got shuffled inside, it got way more normalized to do that.
But a lot of the commercial auditions right now basically have you film the whole commercial from your own home. Uh-huh. And so, like, you have to put on, like, this whole production in your tiny apartment and edit it together and send it to casting.
Oh, it's not just like a one-take kind of thing?
No.
Oh.
I always want like the different scenes, different reactions. They're like, or just like improv the whole scene. And you're like, you want me to write your commercial for you? That's insane.
And they give you like no direction essentially.
Oh yeah, or they give you too many directions. It's like 2 pages of instructions for how they want the whole audition framed. They're like, okay, you're gonna start off in a close-up, but then we're gonna do a full body shot. I'm like, you want me to do that from my apartment just for an audition? And then that's when you're like, I no longer want to film this audition.
Yeah, and there's a lot of them like that, huh?
Yes.
That's common. I feel like it probably is like in their mind, it's like, oh, we're filtering out the people who aren't that serious about it.
Yeah,
But
when
really,
we're
you're just making it
getting-
harder for everybody.
Yeah, especially when you're getting however many auditions in a week. But then there's like the other end of it where like I've gotten somebody sending me a 7-page sides, like 7 pages to read for the audition. And I'm like, you don't want to watch that full audition, dude.
Yeah. How long is 7 minutes or 7 pages? How many minutes would that be?
It depends
7
how
minutes?
much of
It's
it is
roughly
like
a minute per
dialogue.
page, isn't it?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it depends how much of it is dialogue and like reaction.
That's a long audition. I
Right.
feel like 3 minutes is probably the good.
Yeah, even
that's the
3
gold
minutes
spot,
I
yeah.
feel like is borderlining on like long. Like it's,
The person who wrote that must not have done very many auditions before
No.
because that's.
but I've gotten like so many where it's like, here's 7 pages, and I'm
Yeah.
like, you're not gonna watch every single audition
I think
that
they're
gets
testing
sent your
you.
way.
I'm pretty sure they're testing you when they do that. It's like they want to see, is this a go-getter? Like, is this person a go-getter? Because I remember when I was doing like I was doing, what is that, those job things online? It's like when you're trying to get a job and everybody uses these now. It's nobody walks into a restaurant and says, hey, do you guys have applications?
Right.
Everybody says you apply online. But the reason I mention that is because some of these restaurants, they'll give you this arbitrary test that's pointless, and that immediately makes me not want to try to apply to this restaurant anymore. It'll be like, you need to take this test, and it's just this generic test about like, you know, if a customer asks for this, do you do this? But when they were on the website and they decided to add that test on there, to them it's like they just click one little button and boom, now they have this. For me, I'm not going to waste 15, 20 minutes doing your test. I don't even know if you're going to hire me.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only way I would do that is if I was confident that you may or may not hire me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to waste my time. I'm just going to
No.
apply somewhere else. But I think that employers do these things because in their mind, they're not thinking like, oh, I'm wasting their time.
Yeah.
They're thinking, well, we only want serious people.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but you are wasting everyone's time.
Yeah, because I know you're not gonna watch all 7 minutes.
Nobody. No, and if they did,
And you're
they're
not,
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if they're actually gonna watch all of them, they're all 7 minutes long. They're nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so maybe you shouldn't do their movie.
Yeah. Where it's like, no, I'm good.
But yeah, I mean, when it comes to auditioning that much, so is it often like you're memorizing these 3 pages just for one audition, or are you reading it off some type of how do you usually do that?
I almost always memorize. I'm really fast at memorizing now. Like I said, I memorize like day of when I'm on set. So I can memorize something within the matter of like 30 minutes. So it's not too bad. But like the 7 pages, I don't memorize it.
Yeah. No.
I am holding the script.
Yeah. And when it comes to all those auditions too, I mean, like, so you get a role. How often is it that the role is they're expecting something way different than the audition? Or is it usually they expect the same thing?
It's usually the same thing. I can't think of a time where I got on set and they wanted something completely different.
Yeah.
I've had callbacks where it's over Zoom callbacks. I don't like those because it's like the director's just on the computer watching you. But I've had like many Zoom callbacks where it's usually for commercials where I prepared in my head exactly what I did for the initial audition, and then I get into the Zoom room and they're like, okay, we're gonna have you do this, this, and this, and then I'm just completely thrown off because it's completely different from what my audition was.
Yeah.
Like there was no way to actually prepare for that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's just a totally different scene usually.
And that's for a callback. So that would be
Yeah.
like, we already think we want you, but now we want to see for sure kind of thing. Okay. And that makes sense. That makes sense they would do it then.
Yeah. But at least like send me what the scene's gonna be.
Yeah. So you can prepare.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe like, again, maybe they're testing you.
I mean, probably.
Yeah.
But it's like, even on set, you're going to send me what the scene is at least an hour beforehand.
Yeah, that's true. How often on set do you just like poke somebody and see what they do? Yeah. Usually they have some preparation. And I feel like with acting, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like it's hard because you have to know. I mean, I feel like with an audition, you can do whatever you want. And then when it comes to acting, it's so much like for a role and you're in front of a camera, you're doing all these things.
Yeah.
Now it's so much more about what do you want from me? It's not about what is my best interpretation of this. It's about how can I give this person what they want? And I feel like that is different. But I mean, like, I don't know. I guess every director is different too. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure you've had some directors who give you a lot more freedom
Yes,
than other directors,
absolutely.
right? What do you prefer?
The ones that give you more freedom.
Yeah.
For sure.
But I mean, neither is correct. Either of them work. Either direction works. Like,
Absolutely.
sometimes you have the meticulous director who knows exactly what he wants.
Yeah.
And then you have the other one who he gives the actors room to breathe. And that's why his films look like that.
Yeah.
And so both are true.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
I think actors in general prefer the second one. I
Oh,
feel like
yeah.
almost always they prefer give me room to breathe, let me do what I want. Because I mean, I think that makes films feel open.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's not as rigid.
Like,
And
I
like
would
the
say
actors aren't scared of making
they feel
a
like the
mistake.
opposite of Christopher Nolan movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I love Christopher Nolan, but his movies feel like they were made by an alien. They really do.
Yeah.
They feel like they were made by someone who's trying to figure out how humans work.
Yeah.
Whereas like maybe like I'd say like probably I guess Quentin Tarantino's pretty heavy on dialogue, but I'm trying to think about I think Paul Thomas Anderson. I'm pretty sure he's pretty like open with his sets. He lets the
Yeah.
actors do what they want. It's like stuff like that. I feel like you gotta let actors kind of, and it's up to you as the director to foster that type of environment
Yeah.
and let actors feel free to take chances and make choices, because sometimes it's those choices that happen
Yeah.
to be the choice. But it's also like we were talking about earlier, like maybe you just get the one take that you need
Yeah.
and then let them make choices. You know?
Which I think that method makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
'Cause it's
you
like-
you do know what you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, let's do what I had in mind first, just so we have the footage.
Yeah.
But let's also see what you can do.
I can't remember.
And that's a great working relationship, I think.
Yeah.
It's very collaborative.
Collaborative. And I think that collaboration is like the sort, you're going to be able to do so much yourself. Like I can come up with a film, I can do all this, I can have all these ideas, but you're never going to know what the actor's going to bring exactly. Like you just don't know.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is so much of where the fun is like seeing what people will bring to the table and
Yeah.
whatnot. And
Like how the actor plays around with it.
yeah, like you have this line and you think you know how it's gonna sound and work, and
Yeah.
but then you'll just see somebody take it and
Like,
interpret it in their own way.
Yeah, where it's like, wow, that is not at all what I had in mind, but that
It adds a
looked-
whole other perspective to it. Yeah, and like I think that in creative endeavors in general, you should try to have that type of openness, just because you really don't know where you're gonna go.
Yeah.
Unless you allow that. And then you can go all sorts of places, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's awesome when you could, like, there was a video I saw, it was two different actresses doing the same monologue, but like one of them did it a lot more like, it was like a love monologue. It was like maybe like a breakup type of thing. And it was just interesting because it's the exact same words. But one of them delivered it like, you know, kind of like a younger girl who she didn't really have strong feelings for this guy and it's kind of not taking it seriously. Whereas the other one said the exact same lines, but it was more like, oh, they're close and this is like an
Yeah.
interpersonal. Like,
I love watching videos like that.
yeah, because it shows how much. How important those choices are.
Yes.
As the actor or the actor, like it's your intentions guide everything, and it's not the words are just a template.
Yeah.
And your intentions are really, and also your feelings, like how you choose to feel
Yeah.
those words, because you can interpret it in all sorts of ways. You know, it could be, you know, I feel good today. that, like, I feel good today.
Yeah.
I feel good today. Those
Very
two,
different.
yeah, those two things
Yeah.
are completely different, but it's the exact same sentence.
Yeah.
And I think like that's the type of stuff where it's like the power of individualism too. You know,
Yeah.
that's why a great actor or actress just sticks out because
Mm-hmm.
they something about them can their angle on a role.
Yeah.
You know, like I think I read, it's in that book right there, The Power of Myth, and it was Joseph Campbell, and he kind of like did the whole thing about the hero's journey and like what he did a lot of studying on mythology. It's super interesting. I recommend it to everybody. But he said like an actor, and he was talking about like in the 60s or 70s, back when it was a little bit more like Hollywood was like almost like a church, or you would go to the theater and it was like a church, you know, we'd all go to the theater together.
Yeah.
And something like an actor is almost like godlike in the sense that they're two different people at once.
Yeah.
And that you are yourself, but you're also whatever else you are. But you are known as yourself. Like when we talk
Yeah.
about an actor, we're talking about Leonardo DiCaprio. But you're not talking about Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah,
you're talking about all of his characters.
Yeah, his whole filmography.
And that is so hard for me to wrap my mind around.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
He's all of those.
And do you really, and they all are him.
Yes.
But are they?
Yeah. Which is like, there's so many, because like, I feel like he's a very private person nowadays too, where it's
Yeah.
just like, we have no idea what he's like nowadays.
No. I have a feeling he's probably just a 13-year-old boy all grown up.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. But it's like, yeah, we don't know these people.
No.
And then that's when you like,
And you think you know.
Yeah.
Because we've seen them so many times on screen.
yeah. But,
But
it's like,
we
you
really
actually
don't.
don't know them.
Yeah. And I mean, like with actors and actresses, I think about that a lot. I think like, how much do I really know this guy?
Right. Yeah. It's just like, I think I know a lot about you and I like all of the movies you do. But that doesn't mean you have to like them as a person.
Especially if they're a really good actor, like a
Yeah.
Gary Oldman. Like,
Yeah.
who is Gary Oldman?
It's like,
I don't
who
even
is
know.
he? What is his personality like? No idea. What are his interests? No idea. Does he have hobbies? Don't know.
It's almost better if I don't know. He's like
Yeah.
a chameleon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he just stays that way. And Gary Oldman too. He popped in my mind earlier when we were talking because he was somebody I saw say that like so much of being an actor is just learning your lines. And his advice to any actors would be just learn your lines. Like the
Yeah.
amount of times he's seen people show up and they don't know their lines. Like that is the
Yeah.
most unprofessional thing you
It
can do as an
is.
actor. All you need to do is know your lines.
Yeah, well,
and then
'cause
you're
it-
like 90% of the way there.
Yeah. Well, because then that like cuts into your precious time.
Yep.
If you
And
don't know your lines.
Everybody's precious time.
Yes.
Now everybody's waiting
you
on
make
you.
it everybody's problem.
Yeah.
And then you're the reason the director couldn't do something in a specific scene.
Yep. Because you thought you had it down, but really you just
Yep.
didn't practice or you didn't actually take the time.
Yeah.
And I think like it's the same thing as anything where like, you know, you said that you're pretty good with memorization. I think a lot of it is just the habit. Like I think that people who think they're bad at running lines and they think they're bad, it's probably just because they don't do it enough.
You have to. Yeah. You have to do it like super consistently.
All the time, because otherwise that muscle's not being
Yeah.
used. I mean, like memorization's a funny thing, especially with like acting, because it's like you're kind of recreating the words in real time. So you really do have to know it front and back if you want it to work. Yeah.
And something I noticed that happens with me with memorization is like I'll have it down like day of, like front to back. But if you ask me to do it like months later,
Yeah.
I'll have to go and rememorize it because I don't remember.
It's like studying for school.
Yeah. I was at like a festival or convention, and somebody asked me to like sign something with my favorite line from one of the films I've been in. And I was like, great question. Because like it had been so long since I had thought of those lines or even like watched that film that I was like, well, what's your favorite line?
Did they ask
of
about a
mine?
specific film or just any
It was
film?
specific film.
Oh yeah, that's
Where I was
tough.
like, well, do you have a favorite line? I'll write that one.
I remember I have a friend who, because there's a song that I wrote with him, and I haven't performed it live with him because I'm like, dude, that's a hard song to do live. Like I don't think you
Yeah.
understand. Like so the song is written like, I'm pretty good with memorizing my lyrics. I'm pretty good at memorization. I think lyrics are so much easier than lines, for the record, because it's like I actually have a rhythm and metronome to help
Yeah.
me. But you don't have that. I've always felt like acting would be so much harder. But So it's like the verse goes, I am. Like that's how it's written. I am this, I am that, I am this, I am that. And that's how I wrote it. So it's like and the song's called I Am, and it's just running through all these things that I am. And what makes it so hard to memorize is that you're just saying the same thing over and over. So it's like, unless it's a very technical thing to do. And so I was telling him like, yeah, the reason I haven't done that song with you is because it's such a technical song. It's hard to do. And he was like, what? Like, come on, man. Like, you don't know your own words? Like, you don't know your own lyrics? Yeah. It's like, no, it's not really that. It's like, I'd have to sit there and practice it for like a day so I could do it with you because it's hard. Yeah. like most of the songs I can just memorize. That one, I have to sit down and think about because it's hard. And like, I think it's funny just to have people... They're like, you don't know your own words? It's like, no, I don't.
No, I don't. Yeah. It's a crazy thing where it's like, you're right. I did say those words at one point in time.
It's just too many words.
Yeah.
Just how am I? I can't remember all these.
It's not going to stick in there.
Maybe. Maybe.
No
That'd be
idea.
a good monologue. Like, I feel like, oh my gosh. I can remember random... It's again like memory's a funny thing. I can remember random things from like 5 years ago. I remember random facts. I remember this and that, but I cannot remember like the poem I wrote like 6 years ago that I love. But if I went back and looked at it and I spent 5 minutes thinking about it, then I could probably tell you about it. But it's like your brain has to have, you need triggers.
Yeah.
You need things to re-trigger it.
Like you're not just going to be able to recall that information on the spot.
No, you can, but you can't.
I'm sure there are definitely people out there who can.
They can. There are some people, but I think those people are like, I don't think you want that good of a memory. I think that would actually be torture.
That sounds awful.
Yeah. Like I think there was a thing I saw once, and it was like the guy with the best memory of all time. And they did a news article on him. And he was just talking about how his life sucks because he just remembers everything.
Oh, man.
Like, just imagine if you remembered the number on the receipt from Subway 3 years ago. Like, that's not information you need.
It's like, I don't want that.
And that's the problem. And like, and the interesting thing about memory too is your brain's designed to forget things. You're supposed to forget. Like if you remember everything, you go crazy. You actually are only supposed to remember the right amount of things.
Yes.
So, all that being said, it's good I don't remember my lyrics, okay?
Yeah.
I shouldn't
exactly.
remember. I have to remember other things.
Yeah.
There's only so much RAM in here.
Yeah,
okay?
It's like I have other day-to-day things that I have to think about, okay?
Other data. I got other data.
There you go.
There we go. Do you have a time limit or anything like that, by the way?
Yeah, I should probably get going here pretty soon.
Okay.
I am technically working from home.
You're technically what?
Working from home right now.
Me too. Well, you got any, let me think. This comes out about a month from now. Obviously, you're working on Sin. We had him on here just recently.
Yeah, yay, Ashland.
Ashland Thomas. You got any other exciting projects to plug or to talk about? Anything like that?
Yeah, I have McKinsey Manor Massacre coming out soon. I filmed that back in March with Ken Foree from Dawn of the Dead, if you've seen that at all. That was a blast.
A little indie film somebody might have heard of.
No, Dawn of the Dead is a big one.
No, I know. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was like, no. I get to go back and do some reshoots for that in September, but then I'm working with that production company to do a feature with Ken, hopefully next year. But that's like the biggest one right now.
Nice. And you did that thing, there was that kombucha thing too. That was on Amazon, right?
Yeah,
that's kind of a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah,
and
kombucha's great. Jake was a great director to work with. We got to have the premiere at the Chinese Theater in LA, which was super cool. Big landmark in LA, so it's like insane to have a movie premiere there. But yeah, you can catch that one on Amazon. That one's a fun horror comedy. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, kombucha as the name of a film I feel like that's enough to draw you in,
Uh-huh. I always love a good, like, when the name of the film kind of tells you everything about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of, everything you need to know. It's a horror movie. It's called Kombucha. That's really it. Also, you were a witch recently.
Yes, Whispers of the Witching Hour with Tommy Jackson. That one was super fun. Actually, the guy who is in Whispers with me, he's also in McKinsey Manor Massacre.
The main actor?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe Metcalf. He's great.
He went through a lot in that film.
He did.
Very dramatic experience.
Yeah, I had to hold like an actual pig heart in my
That was a
hand
real pig heart?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was a good prop. I was like, it looks like a heart.
Because it was. Because it was.
Now, when they told you to eat it, were you like getting it close to your mouth?
So then when I eat it, they did make a prop heart out of gelatin. So it was just really smart cutting around the heart.
Yeah.
But I remember Joe and I were like, but the real heart.
Right, are we gonna eat that? Right.
Because like we both had to touch like the real thing.
And then you had to get real close to your face.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, to make it look like I was about to eat it.
And it's like, it's not like a cooked heart. It's like
No,
a fresh
it was raw.
heart.
Yeah, completely raw. A raw heart.
Like, you know, I've only seen a cooked heart once in my life, and it was because my stepdad offered me deer heart once. And I actually did take a bite of it. I
Was
don't
it
think
any
I would
good?
now. I don't think I liked it. I remember.
No, that's valid.
Yeah, but
It's
I was
like
a
a
kid.
really weird consistency
It's
too.
like how would I describe it?
I mean, it's very muscly, of course.
Yeah, like I'm gonna say tender and muscly and chewy.
Yeah.
You don't want to eat a heart. It feels
No.
spiritually incorrect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just holding it felt spiritually incorrect.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, you don't say. Okay, and then I think that's about it. I think that's everything. It's all the recent projects and all that, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much everything.
Yeah, Tattletale's on YouTube as well.
Okay. Tattletale. I did also see the zombie film we talked about earlier.
Corn Zombies?
Yeah, Attack of the Corn Zombies.
Yes.
I saw Attack of the Corn Zombies, and then I saw They Came From Somewhere.
Yeah.
Didn't see the second one, but honestly, come on, he died at the end. We're really doing a second one. Come on, Hollywood.
Yeah, come on.
Getting sequelitis over here.
No, we did. I mean, Corn Zombies is still going as well.
Oh, there's another one? I didn't know
I
they.
think they're doing like 2 or 3 more. I don't know.
It's a phenomenal film. Phenomenal film. I mean, Attack of the Corn Zombies. I like, when I was watching it, one thing I like about it is I feel like you guys are all way too casual about your friends killing each other and
Dying,
eating each
yeah.
other. Like, you know, I don't know. When I think about it, like if a zombie apocalypse were to happen, I feel like everybody would be like, oh! But instead, you guys are all like, why are they doing that? Like,
What?
you know, horror logic's so funny to me because like that's the horror logic is like, you know, everybody's so chill while
Yeah.
this is all going down.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
mean,
that is not how
I guess
you would-
like in my character's defense, she was so high in the clouds. She truly was like, what is that?
Yeah.
Do they look funny to you guys?
Yeah, your character and your brother's character both have an alibi.
Yeah, we're just really high.
They're just high the whole time.
Yeah. So that's
Also-
why we're like, huh?
I like the part where you guys suggest to smoke corn. That's a great. We can't get weed, so let's smoke something
yeah,
else.
We
Let's-
came up with that ourselves.
That was
Yeah. A lot of stuff with Jake and I were just, it was completely improv.
That's a
just
great
the
line.
two of us,
Let's
yeah.
smoke corn.
Yeah. Most stuff
Like
with
that
just
whole
the
scene,
two of
even
us.
like when you. Well, I guess not that scene, but the scene before, like when it's the heartfelt heart to heart.
Yeah,
that was the same kind of thing.
we improved that. Just
Nice.
yeah, like he kind of gave us guidelines of like what we should be saying to each other, and then we just ran with it.
Oh, really?
Because Jake and
feel
I
like
are just really good at riffing off of each
you
other.
guys know each other well.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, because I feel like that. I mean, like that's probably the emotional core of the film. Is
Yeah.
once you get to that point, and it's like you guys that walk into it, and then it cuts to everybody else doing the same
Yeah.
thing. But really, it's you guys. That's interesting. It was improv.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean that's that Robin Williams thing. It's like,
Yes.
all right, you guys just go. We're gonna trust you.
Yeah. SJ truly was just like, I trust you guys, since he had like worked with us
Yeah.
before. He's like, I trust you guys. You two are so great when you're on screen together. Whatever the two of you come up with, I know is going to be really good.
Nice.
Which is why I'm like, I definitely prefer when directors just trust me.
Yeah. Yeah, because trust goes a long way.
Yep.
Yeah. And trust yourself, boys and girls. All right, trust yourself. If I got anything I do, everything I do, the only point is to spread that out there, spread that message. I think people should trust themselves more.
Yeah.
I think when you trust yourselves, you improv yourself, you yes and yourself,
Yeah.
and you come up with better ideas. You know, I think people are really good at stopping themselves and coming up with reasons not to do things.
Coming up with any roadblock they can.
And that's why it's inspiring when you see people who are out there just doing things and getting stuff done. It makes you feel like, okay, let's go do it. Yeah. And so we're inspiring. And what do we do at the end of the show? We inspire the children. All right. So 2 things at the end. The show's for 3 to 5 year olds. All right. That's my core audience.
Great.
Kids. Yeah, that's who's been listening to this. And so they're going to take their head. I mean, you know, as we talk about like blood splattering and zombies.
Pig hearts.
Pig hearts, you know.
And kind of incest.
Only kind of. And so, at the very end, we have a message for the children. All right, advice for the kids. We've proven that we are wise adults. We are sages of wisdom, and we will provide them a piece, a nugget of our intelligence. I don't know what intelligence you provide. You will provide it. And also, second, the social medias where people can find you. We told them about all your latest projects and all that. So if there's anywhere else they can see the stuff that you do, you got to tell them where it is. The floor is yours.
Yeah. I mean, my advice in general is always just keep on grinding. The entertainment industry in general is you just have to keep on grinding. Just do it, as Nike says.
Just do it.
Just do it. And then socials, it's
Don't let your
same.
dreams be dreams.
Whoa, throwback.
Yeah.
And then my socials are all the same. It's at Magdalena, MAGGIEDALENAAA.
AAA. Triple A. Awesome. And all right. Well, I think we've done it yet again, folks. Has been amazing. Has been an awesome time. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And for real, I mean, everybody go check out the stuff that she's done. I mean, the ones that I just mentioned that I saw, they're free. They're free. You can watch them for free. So you just go type in Magdalena Conway on IMDb. What? Official. And then you can go ahead and you can find all that stuff right there. It's super easy to find. It's easy to find. You have no excuses, folks. All right? My eyes are on you. And that has been all here today on Ruse Radio. Clocking out.
Double down, competition couldn't help him to rock. Missed the whole time, holy fell through the flock. That's an ordinary miracle, wealth to the block. It's a balance in the character that's calm and collect. It's apparent his caricature is lost in the mess.